you.
Oh, that's had to move, isn't it?
Sexy.
I know.
It is no
I just had an overwhelming pang of jealousy there. Both of you, individually, together, the whole thing.
When we were twerking, I think we felt really good, and then we saw you guys twerking. And I was like,
In my head, we look like that.
in my head, we looked exactly
Well, they
like
do
that.
say dance like nobody's watching, don't
I think
they?
we did that.
Yeah.
we did that.
I think they noticed. I think they saw. Do you think that when you dance, do you dance like nobody's watching, or are you very, very aware of, you know, all the audience's eyes on you, or are you totally absorbed in what you're doing?
I mean, sometimes we do, and that's the actual idea that, you know, that would be perfect when you have a show and you taking the audience on a journey with you when you perform and making them feel what you feel at that moment. That creates the feeling that no one is watching, you know, but you're really aware of the cameras and you're really aware of the audience, and, you know, the judges are watching you.
You met dancing, did you? Did he just pick you up and spin you around?
Sort of. We met in the dance studio, like, I think 15
She was
years ago.
actually dancing with my
Long
teacher.
time.
So when I walked in the dance studio and saw her dancing,
Oh, so
no. He was my teacher, she was his partner. She was 6 or 7 years younger than him. And I saw her and I was like she is hot.
you were like twirling.
I have to ask her out. Yeah. And that would happen. So I asked her out. She said no, of course.
You said no.
In Russia, we don't say yes straight away. We have to say no at least a few times.
I think that's
so. It's
smart.
not
That's smart. That's
Well, it took me about 6 months to ask her out. And then when I asked her out, I took her to a movie theater and my car broke. I couldn't take her home. And it was like a complete disaster. The first day was a disaster.
minus 20 with no working car. You must have really
So what
liked
did you
that.
do? Did you have to stay the night?
We spent
working.
minus 20, yes.
But obviously you worked together as well, wasn't it? Did you work together before you were dating, or did you? How did it? You know, you
Well,
said
we
it took
started
6
dating
months.
first, and then I went to New York, Elena stayed in Moscow, and then I went back to Moscow, and then I asked her to dance with me, and then we started dating.
Okay.
So it's kind of dancing brought us
Dance and
together.
dating.
Dates in the morning.
You've seen him on MasterChef. He can cook and like really good.
Well,
So
not
you're
good
never
enough.
coming
I was
back to
gonna say.
Strictly?
Unfortunately, no.
No, definitely no.
So
Maybe as a judge, one day.
Can I just ask you something? Because we often have dancers on the show and we always ask the question, don't you get jealous? Because it's so intense and it's so, to perform well, you have to really act, don't you, that what you're feeling is... And they will say, oh, no, it's fine, we're professionals. But I think a lot of people would like tips on how to manage that kind of jealousy. How do you... Because so many of us suffer from jealousy, don't you? Wouldn't you agree? They're all nodding.
Well, they do talk about the Strictly curse and
Yeah.
a few
What about
relationships.
What are your thoughts on the Strictly curse?
Strictly cursed. Well, the thing is that I've been doing it for 25 years, and we're dancing, and we get used to be so close together, and it's just normal
Having
for
that
us.
chemistry on stage, but leaving it there.
And that's part of the acting as well. You know, you have to create a show, you have to create a number, whether it's really funny and cheeky or a very sensual close-up rumba, but it's just that minute and 30 seconds of performance. You know, when you have someone who's never done it before, like a celebrity coming on the show, for them it's like, oh my God, what is he doing, you know?
Yeah.
But it's actually, that's what I do.
You do see it.
Back it up, Buttercup.
You do, though, don't you? When you're watching, you think, oh, dear, you're
Especially when they do that knee through the legs thing. Quite a lot of women for the first time go, oh! Well, hey.
Yeah, I suppose it would.
Connection.
Yeah, I suppose it would be like somebody that hasn't acted and then suddenly being in a big love scene in a movie.
Yeah.
You see it with actors; they'll just like do it, and then they're just right. Where was I? Where's my car? Where's my phone? You know, you just.
And
it must
the
be
two
very
of you are going to be performing together, aren't you? Is it the Adelphi on Sunday?
Yeah, it's Adelphi
the 11th?
Theatre this Sunday. One more dance. It's going to be a great show. It's been a long time project. We really wanted to do it. It's going to be really awesome. It's like an old school meet the new school. We've got all the different dances you're going to see, from ballroom to contemporary, hip hop, jazz.
So it's a mixture.
Plus we've got singers.
It's a wonderful family.
Yeah, so it's going to be like a pop concert, celebrating the dance and singing.
And plus, it's a Christmas still. We have
lovely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
together.
And it's a nice little alternative to Panto as well, if you wanted to head out.
No, it
It's
isn't.
going to be Gleb and Elena, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely.
We get some pretty fabulous guests here on Loose Women. There's plenty more where that came from. Just click here to watch more interviews with a whole range of famous faces. And click here to subscribe. It's free, so you'd be silly not to, really.